Welcome back to another round of playing the wizards with myself, Gandalf versus Saruman. All right, so let's try and pick up the pace a little bit here. I'm going to untap these guys and untap these guys. And Glorfindel heal goes from wounded to tapped because he's at a haven. All right. Oh, and then they untap the Elven Cloak, yes. Put this over here. Okay. Now, during the organization phase, I want to tap Balin and attempt to test this ring. We don't have any rangers in our party. I'd rather have the ring. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to tap Balin and attempt to test this ring. Three. All right, so his ring can be replaced with a magic ring. Luckily, we have one such magic ring. Which one do we do? I think we do courage. So that gives him +2 to prowess. Very nice. +2 to prowess. So he now has +8 prowess versus orcs. That's great. Okay. And then over here, we just need to get to Rivendell, I think. I mean, we could attempt to go to a site to play. No, that doesn't make sense. Oh yeah, Testiformis. Okay. We could. Can we get to Fangorn from? No. I think we play it safe. We go to Rivendell. So these guys are going to Rivendell. These guys are staying put in Lorien for this turn. By the way, I did a point tally, and Gandalf has 20, and Saruman has 19. So. Gandalf's team is taking the lead thanks to losing Aragorn. That was an extremely successful attack or corruption point check. Alrighty, so let's handle these guys first, so we can bring our hand back up to 8 for when Gandalf's traveling. So these guys are staying for their movement hazard phase. They are staying in Lorien, and so. From this team's perspective, oh wait, why do I have 9 cards over here? Why do I have 9 cards over here? Was I supposed to discard something? Okay, well, we would have discarded Arinmir, sorry, Arinmir. Yeah, we need to save our influence for getting Aragorn back. Okay. But nothing I can do to them, so they made it safely. Bring the hand back up to 8. So 6, 7, wow, another Ring of Nature, okay. 8, Burden of Time. Alright, and now we need to move to Rivendell. So our site path is wilderness. We're leaving from a border hold, and we're going to a haven. Okay, we can draw 1 Hormorath. Back again. How many Hormoraths do I have? I feel like I had him before. I hope I don't have 2 unique. Oh. Why on earth do I have 2 Hormoraths in this hand? Okay. I'll have to take care of that later. I should not have 2 Hormoraths. I might switch them out for a different Nazgul. But not right now. So we can draw 1. Yet another faction we could pick up. All right. Okay. So yeah, we could treat a wilderness as a shadow hold. We could treat all wilderness as shadow hold or shadow lands, but that doesn't really do us any good. I think the Men of Lebennin are the hardest to recruit for the point value, so we'll discard them for now. Alright, and these guys made it. I'm going to discard one of these Rings of Nature. Great though they are, I don't need two in my hand. And we're discard the Old Forest. So Gandalf is in Rivendell, the other team is in Lorien, and now Gandalf can tap to test this ring of Bilbo's. Let's see what happens here. 2. Alright. So, yeah, so it becomes a magic ring of nature. Wait a second. I guess I could have tapped it. Well, we didn't know. Yeah, I need to discard. Okay. Okay, so that becomes a magic ring of nature. Fantastic. I could give that to Gildor once he's healed. Or keep it for now. And give Bilbo the ranger skill. Alrighty. And then these fellas don't have anything else they can do. And so we're at the end of turn phase. I could discard one card and bring my hand back up to 8. We've got to get a faction on side. How much influence? Bilbo's got 1. Yeah, Bilbo would probably be the one to try and influence the Ents. Burden on time. They have no elves in their party, so this is useless. So we're discarding that and bringing our hand back up to 8. 4th, Hasten, excellent. 5, 6, 7, Lure of Nature, fantastic. All right. And then over here, yeah. I don't want to use Muster Disperses. I don't want to discard Morgul Knight. I don't need all these in my hand at once. What are we going to do next turn? I almost want to go get the Tower Guard of Minas Tirith. But if Aragorn comes back in, well, no, once the hand's done. Could we even make it to Minas Tirith before? I don't want to discard. Alright. I don't want to discard. We're not in the position to call a council yet, so I don't want to discard, so we're just keeping this hand as is. Alright, and then that's the end of Gandalf's turn. Alright, so now it's Saruman's turn, and everyone is in Edelland, and we have 2 cards left in our play deck. One of them must be Aragorn, and so we really want to bring Aragorn in at Edelland and then get going on some of these last few things. Once we've gone through the deck, we could call the council at any time. I believe we're over 30. No, we could not. I'm sorry, we're not over 30. So, but we can make a lot of progress really quickly once we've got Aragorn back on side. So, but in order to do that, we need to draw cards. So, and if we all sit here at the Haven, we're not going to draw cards. So, yeah. Someone's going to have to go do something, and I just need to think about what that is. Okay, so let's untap. Let's heal Theoden. He goes from wounded to tapped, and everyone... Oh, no, wait. Halbarad cannot untap because he needs to store... Okay, so first we've untapped everyone who can untap, and now we're in the organization phase. Halbarad is going to store reforging at the Haven of Edelland. So if we can just get Narsil back, then we can reforge the sword. And but he can't untap. That's we're past that now. And And then we just need to decide how we're going to organize everyone. I think, I would very much like to go get Glamdring, but I need to leave someone in Edelon so that I can bring Aragorn in here as soon as possible. Which means, and I also want to go pick up the Men of Lebennin. So, yeah. How to do that? I mean, I could pass the tree. I could pass the tree. Just so I wouldn't put it in danger. Otherwise, the best place to get Glamdring would be the Isles of Ulond, but there's a 14 prowess automatic attack there. And, yeah, that's not nothing. Oh boy, yeah. So, how about, let's see. Okay, I think we better play it safe. I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose items and lose Theoden. So I'm switching these guys out. Halbarad is going under Theoden, and these guys are still tired. They're gonna stay here at Edelon and wait for Aragorn. He took a little vacay, but he's coming back. And then the question is whether I want to pass the tree to Theoden or just keep it on Baragon. I think we're not going anywhere particularly dangerous. We're going to Pelagir, so yeah, I guess we just keep the tree. Just passing it around is always asking for trouble. So yeah, so that's that is what we're gonna do. These guys are going to Pelagir. These guys are staying put. And let's get started. So we can draw up to 2, and but anything we draw over 1 is going to allow the other side to draw an extra card and play, and we'll have an extra hazard, 1+1 to our hazard limit. Yeah, so but that's worth it. We want to make sure we find Aragorn. So we've pulled 2 cards. Aragorn is one of them. Alrighty, and now let's see what our friends have in store for us. So we can't pass up any opportunity. Baragon, that's a whole lot of nothing. Barrow Right and Call of Home. Okay, well, Call of Home will have to wait. They have a lot of unused general influence at the moment. Lure of Nature, let's see. The site path includes 1 wilderness, so we could throw down a Lure of Nature. Yes, we could. We just need to make some moves. So, I'm going to play The Moon is Dead. Risk it. It's possible that they have a Marvel's Toll that they could use to get rid of that, but I'm going to risk it just to get some motion in our hand. And Hormorath. Yes, I ended up having 2 copies of this in my hand, but if we have them both in hand at the same time, I'll switch them out. But at this moment, just a mistake. We'll roll with it. So that's number 2. We could play 2 more cards, but we can't play a Barrow Right, and yeah, we don't want to play that Lure of Nature. No, I don't think we're going to play that just now. So we bring our hand back to 8. We definitely don't need Baragon. So there we go. We're back down to 8, and they've arrived. And then we need to discard. Ireth is not what we need right now. And yeah, I would love to keep many turns and doublings, but yeah, As much as I like Morgul Knight, I think Reaching Shadow almost obsoletes it, because the places where they are at the moment are mostly around there, right? Reaching Shadow affects northern Anduin Vales, northern Rivanian, southern Rivanian, Great Mountain Narrows, Woodland Realm, western Mirkwood, Heart of Mirkwood, southern Mirkwood, Brownlands, and Dagorlad. So that's a lot. That's a very strong effect. Alright, so we're just going to discard Morgul Knight, and that brings us to the end of our deck. I'm gonna reshuffle real quick. Alright, so I've reshuffled the deck and I've returned the site cards that were in the discard pile back to the site deck, so we could go back to any of those places. We've gone through the deck twice, so the moment that we reach 30 points we could call a council. Otherwise we need to get through the deck once more. I'm thinking we can get a lot of points really quickly, but yeah, at the moment we're behind. We're 19 to 20 at the moment, so we need to make up some ground quickly. But I think this side seems pretty confident it can do that, and so let's get started. All right, so we're at the oh yes, we need to do the movement hazard phase for Theoden, even though he is not. They're not going anywhere. We still got to do it. So let me think about that. Would the other side actually want to play? How does one get Call of Home playable on a character that is not a non-wizard? Okay, right. So that's not something That's something that. Yeah. Boy. I'm tempted to play Lure of Nature on them just to get some motion in my hand. But they're not going to do that. Okay, so they made it safely. Everyone made it to their destination, and now Saruman is going to tap to attempt to play the Men of Lebennin at Pelagir, and he's not a Dúnedain, so he needs to roll greater than a 7, and his unused direct influence is 7. Oh, so he can't lose. Great. All right. And so I'm going to make a little space here between the cards that are actually affected by the Sentinels of Númenor. And so it's easier to see. But yes, very good. These are affected. These guys. So, and then we're at the end of turn phase, and we can discard 1 and draw up to 8. I don't think we will discard anything. I think we are gonna leave it at that. Choking Shadows is great. It's very useful. So let's draw up to 8. And this side, yeah, these barrow rights. If I could ever play them, they'd be great, but I don't seem to be able to. And the Blue Mountain Dwarves. All right. So, that's the end of their turn, and that's the end of the round.